What's up, everybody? You are now tuning into From the East Side with Love. As always, it's your boy Kosher. And today we're going to talk about NFL Week 1. The NFL is here. This episode is actually happening before the Monday Night Football game, so I'm not going to have updates on that. But we're going to talk about, there's plenty to talk about before even that game. We got what happened against the Eagles and the Cowboys before the game even starts, right? We definitely have games on Saturday. Chargers meeting the Chiefs, which I didn't have. Also, I made a mistake. I thought it was at Arrowhead Stadium, but actually that was not at Arrowhead Stadium. That happened to be in Brazil. So, that's a little that good game for the Chargers. Let's just say that. Then you have a lot of the Sunday games leading to Sunday night, which the Buffalo Bills. I definitely am going to talk about that. Shout out to Samuel Daly 5249 on the YouTube who wanted to hear my thoughts on that game. So we're definitely going to get into that. But first, I'm going to talk about Jalen Carter. So, first game of the season, first game kicking off the NFL season 2025, Eagles versus Cowboys. Good game, actually. Cowboys definitely played their butt off, and I will say that this was a good look for Dak. And he did what I wanted him to do, which was get that early chemistry with CeeDee Lamb. You got paid, CeeDee Lamb got paid. Put the ball in your playmakers' hands and make plays. CeeDee Lamb did look good early. We'll get into that, right? But before the game even started, defensive tackle Jalen Carter spits on Dak Prescott. Now, initially, I was just like, yo, that's some bad blood. But NBC did a great job of finding extra footage and see that Dak Prescott had spit not on him, but towards him earlier, and Jalen just responded. Now, you know what they say, the old adage, basically, that they never catch the person, they always catch the person that retaliates. Obviously, before the game even starts, Jalen gets ejected, which doesn't ultimately hurt the Eagles because they still won, but I guess lessens the burden on the Cowboys, right? They don't have as big of a pass rush to worry about now. So yeah, it looks like he will not get suspended. I guess NFL is still investigating, but they concluded that they will not suspend him, according to USA Today. And what we do know is that the NFL is still looking into it, and that sportsmanship is a huge thing, that the huge emphasis that the refs need to be paying attention to. And, they want to make sure that people aren't doing anything dirty or doing anything cheap or disrespectful. I do think that this was definitely disrespectful, okay? There's some times where taunting and stuff like that, I do think the NFL can get a little bit too liberal on their calls. I understand that they're trying to clean the game up. But I will say, I think they hit the liberty a little bit too far on things. But this, you can't, we got to set a precedent. We can't be letting people spit on each other in the game or else on the field, off the field, anywhere. Keep that stuff in your fetishes in bed if that's what you want to do between two consenting partners. But besides that, definitely not appropriate. But in retrospect, when you see Dak Prescott do it, you're kind of like, especially a quarterback. that got lucky. He didn't get in trouble. And he knew what he was doing, and for him to put himself out there is, that's yeah. So anyway, let's talk about why the Cowboys lost. This man right here. I don't know if anybody can read this, but if you can't, since 2020, CeeDee Lamb leads the NFL in drops with 35. Yeah, that is unacceptable. 7 catches for 110 yards on 13 targets. Those 13 targets, you can see his face right there. He knows he effed up. He knows he's the reason why they lost the game. Yeah, that's unacceptable. He had 3 big drops at the end of the game. When you get your hands on it, they pay you for this. You get your hands on the ball, you got to do what you got to do. You got to grab it. They pay you to make these catches against your rival. Was not a good outing for, even though his stats say one thing, which his stats were good. It's just these are the catches that it's almost like AJ Brown. It's like the opposite of what happened to AJ Brown. AJ Brown was only targeted once in that game. Everybody was like, "Yo, what's going on?" But he made the catch he was supposed to make. And I'm not saying that CD didn't make catches he was supposed to make, but he didn't make the catches he was supposed to make, if that makes sense. Those 3 catches that he dropped, those 3 passes that he dropped at the end, were not good drops. Good passes, not good drops in clutch situations. That's why you're the number one. That's why we pay you. It kind of goes back to like the Micah Parsons thing. And the reason why I say that is because why do teams pay? And again, just one game. I think it's a rivalry, division game. But why pay you if you're not able to perform? And obviously, this is not just one game for CD. He leads the league. This is what it says as of September 5th. That's 3 days ago. So, proof's in the pudding. The stats is there, bro. Like, you got to deliver. And you made it hard for your team to win when you aren't delivering, unfortunately. When they needed him to, which is unfortunately at the end. Games aren't won in the first, second, or third quarter. They're won in the fourth. Shout out to Buffalo. We'll get to that game. So yeah, I believe that it's not the end of the world. It's just week 1. But yeah, that look right there, man. You got to turn that around, man. If the Cowboys have any chance of doing anything this year, he has to step that up. So we're gonna talk about the Dolphins next, and the reason why I brought them out random, because they are, when I say they, I'm talking about social media, are tearing up Tua and the Dolphins. Embarrassing loss against the Colts. It 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 doesn't make any sense what happened and why it happened. Tua, they're saying he's going to be in the bloodline by week 8, WWE. They're calling him Tua turn the ball over. Tyreek Hill's obviously pissed. He was pissed at the end of last season. I'm sure he's just been pissed all around ever since he's been on the Dolphins. But again, it's week 1. Can the Dolphins turn it around? Possibly. But for them to get blown out the way they got blown out and lose the way they lost, I don't know. This is overly concerning, I'm sure, for Dolphin fans. And against the Colts and Daniel Jones, that's the Colts have weapons, but so do Dolphins. So this was a bad game, and the Dolphin team and fans are hearing a lot about it from other NFL fans. That's as much as I'll go into that. Very disappointing game for that franchise. Now I'm gonna skip to Sunday Night Football because what a great game, and obviously, like I said, Samuel shouted me out, wanted to hear my hot take on it, and I definitely have a hot take. Um, I actually only got to watch the best part of the game. I was out. The game was on where I was at. I got to see basically the last end of the third, whole fourth quarter, and wow, clearly domination from the Ravens. It was 40-25. I knew there was a lot of time left when I saw the game, but it was like what I had said. I believe that Josh Allen was going to show you why he was MVP, but I also, in my last episode, but I also said that Lamar is no slouch. Like, he's going to try to prove like that should have been his award. And that's what the game basically showed, right? Um, and then you have basically always an offensive player of the year, excuse me, and Derrick Henry in the backfield who went crazy. But, you know, looking into this game, it the Ravens were up. If you could read this with me, guys, the Ravens were up 40-25 with 4 minutes left. They had 99.1% chance of winning. One of the most incredible comebacks we have ever seen from the Bills. An all-time collapse by the Ravens. Football is back. What a game. The Ravens end up losing 41-40. The Bills come back and I mean literally they 15 point deficit, they turn it around. Now there's a huge fumble by Derrick Henry at the end, which really helped, turn the tide. And I guess this is like the black swan, the unfortunate, like the thorn in Ravens side, the Ravens fan side. Ravens have had a great team, great players, and a great team that when it comes to the playoffs or big games where you need to deliver, more often than not, they don't, unfortunately. And that's been the huge criticism and the hump that the Ravens beat themselves. And they did that. Like last year was the Mark Andrews catch. And this game it was a fumble with Derrick Henry. And basically Josh Allen in 2 plays scored another touchdown. Like 2 or 3 plays. Like it was because it was on their side of the field and he sniped it. Josh Allen did what he was supposed to do. Um, so you know, missed field goal from uh a missed field goal from freaking the Ravens kicker. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Missed field goal from the Ravens kicker obviously didn't help him, and it it was a collapse, dude. It all time collapse, and unfortunately, this is the same old song because look at this: 17 blown double digit leads, most by any coach since 1991. And underneath that it says John Harbaugh has blown 17 double digit second half leads. That's the most. So yeah, yeah, that's just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking if you're a Ravens fan. You don't even know what happened. I don't even know what happened. The Buffalo Bills know what happened, but left that game on the table, and just unfortunate. Super, super unfortunate. And that's the type of stuff that definitely will haunt you. Now it's week one. You have way more, you have 16 more games to figure it out. But that look right there, I know Harbaugh, I know Derrick Henry, former Tennessee Titans, I know Lamar is just like, yo, what's going on? We have to figure it out. We have the talent, we have the coach, we have the abilities. We just need to put it together, and we need to do it extendedly, and especially against the teams like again the Ravens and the Bills, like top two. Like these are the teams that you have to do what you have to do against, right? Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, um, like the creme de la creme. You can put Cincinnati in there if you want. Eagles, so Lions, um, which I don't even know. I want to check something. The Lions win. Lions. I don't think the Lions won. Yeah, they got smoked by by the Packers. So that's I don't. I'm sure that's concerning as well. Um, yeah. So these are things that the Ravens got to figure out, and they got to figure out fast. I know it's week one, but this is gonna leave a bad taste in their mouth, just like the Chiefs did against the Chargers. Bad taste in their mouth. They got to figure it out. And I would be amiss if I didn't talk about my team, Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward came out debut, played well, played good. Team did not help him. Penalty, yards, penalized against the Titans in offense. That is same old song with the Titans. Need to clean up their play. Horrible play calling from their coach as well. In a game that was theirs to take against the Broncos, but that's just the thing. When you're a bad team, you can't capitalize. And that's what the Titans showed. They just who they are. You can't be surprised at things like that. And so I am sick, but I am happy that Cam Ward played well under so much duress and showed poise. And I do think we have something. But besides that, I do think that the Titans need a lot of help. And it starts with the coach. And if the coach does not fix that, good Lord. Good Lord. Anyway, guys, that's my show for today. Um, I thank y'all. Please like, subscribe, show love. Um, Monday Night Football. Let's see what Monday Night Football is. Monday Night Football. What is on tonight? We got Vikings versus the Bears. Okay, I'm going for the Vikings. I think Justin Jefferson plays well. Love to see what JJ does. I do think Caleb is gonna have a good game as well. Caleb Williams. Um, yeah, I think it'll be like a 24-17 favor of the Vikings. I do think the Vikings will win. 21-17 Vikings. Yeah, so let me know what y'all think. Definitely show some love. Write me comments. You talk to me, I talk back. I appreciate it. Kosher at FTESWL on TikTok and on X. From the East Side with Love 562 on YouTube. From the East Side with Love _ under each word on their IG. Everybody stay blessed, stay positive. We out. Peace.